Performed well. What is your plan going into this game as a coach? What are you looking for?
Uh, so far, the game we are going into right now, I'm looking at me playing against bowlers mostly because the opponents we're having they are mostly bowlers. So I've tried to talk to my batsmen so that they can try to put that better score where I will be able to defend it better without fighting. Yeah.
So you're looking at beating their bowling attack. You admit they have a rich bowling attack.
Yeah.
So which bowlers are there to watch in this team that Amakokotos that you're facing off today?
I beg your pardon?
Which bowler are you looking at playing out? Which bowler is your player to watch in Amakokotos? Who are you watching out for?
I would think Jonathan, Jonathan. Yeah, because he can generate a little bit of pace, and I think he may bring some bouncers where I don't think my batsmen will be able to have that grip of pulling or what. So that's why it's the only ball I think it will give them hardship, but the rest at least I know we can get some runs out of them.
And now that the game is already underway and Bagaga has opened the bowling, okay. Do you feel the wicket is playing better than it played in the morning, or do you think you've played at the ground before? Do you think it's the same story all through, or we shall have a better wicket in the afternoon and a bigger score?
Yeah, if we consider the cricket in the cricket way, I think now the ground is more dry, so people can generate anything out of that. And due to this wind, which is also blowing, you never know the new ball can do anything. And because some of even Bagaga, the one they have brought, is not that generating in pace, so he can try to, just in case, he may use that air, and the ball may swing. And in the morning, we saw that my batsmen were really being beaten by the swing. So that's where my concern is. So yeah.
Otherwise, I wish you the best of luck. What score are you looking at?
My score, I've told them I want a score of 100 because there we can really do what? Defend it better, because in the morning we hit 90, so I've told them at least let us top up so that we can have that 10 per over where we can be able to defend it better.
Okay. Thank you very much, Coach Aaron. We'll see you around. So that was Coach Aaron. He believes Coach Aaron believes a score of 100 is good enough for him, and he agrees the wicket is playing much better. You can batsmen can have a better judgment in the afternoon because they played in the morning. Now they can see the bounce and they are more familiar with these bowlers.
Well, with the way the opening batsmen are executing, maybe they have not listened to the coach's instructions, I believe. You know, they are swinging at every ball. Since the wicket is playing magic, some nice outswing.
The magic is back.
The magic is back.
So for him, he believes the strongest bowling side is actually AMAKOKOTAZI.
Yes.
Yeah, and the bowler they have to watch is actually Niro. Yeah, Jonathan Niro. He's getting bounce, and he has those extra kilometers of pace, and they make a difference in this tournament. We saw Pius Oloka failed to pick him. Yeah, and he was able. He actually restricted Pius very well, and BUUTU coming into this match, actually watching out for him. Besides other bowlers, the coach is well aware of the other bowlers, but he's trusting his group to go and put up a score. And for him, he believes a score of 100.
100
runs.
Wow.
Is good enough. It will be comfortable. It will be a comfortable score to defend. What do you think of that?
I believe maybe the coach would have
bowled, gone right through him. Bagaga goes right through him, and BUUTU is already
just like I said,
one down.
In the afternoon, the wicket is tricky, a bit tricky, and Coach Aaron.
The link will be uploaded soon, and you will be able to follow.
Coach Aaron knows how the wicket plays in the afternoon, and the target he gave the batsman is a bit too high. With the bowling attacker that team has, that target is a bit too high. So the batsman will walk into there with a pressure. You know, we need a target of 100 runs. Yeah. I believe you first take off the first 5 overs, 50 first, then you look into the bigger score. Yeah.
Okay.
But giving a batsman a target of 100, they'll go out there and they'll think,
It can change the mindset.
yeah, can change the mindset, basically.
It can change the mindset. Okay. Good thought going into the game. Hopefully, he'll have a few chances to redeem himself. But there are a couple of games for him to play. There are quite a number of games for him to play. About 4 games.
Yes.
About 4 games. And I believe he'll make necessary changes. I've seen a few changes in the lineup. In the BUUTU lineup. And AMAKOKOTAZI lineup.
You know, what do you think the BUUTU are not doing right in this afternoon game?
This afternoon game. 2.
I believe, on my side, I believe they are rushing to score runs.
Yeah.
You know, it was the first.
There's some bit of urgency here.
It was the first over, and you see someone swinging their heads off. Yeah. I believe they're rushing, sort of building the
That's a
inning.
wide. So pressure has already been sent down the dugout. The BUUTU camp is already ablaze. They want the same energies they had in the morning, but as we know, the sun is out and it's a big challenge. It's a test of fitness. Okay, it's a test for fitness. If you're fit, you can thrive. If you're not, you might as well be beaten by this weather. It's blazing hot out here.
Yeah, they got a big wicket.
Blazing hot out here.
They got a very big wicket.
And he offers. He's down the wicket. He has offered. I like
Good
the
running
approach,
between wickets. Yeah.
the foot movement. Back again, we commend BATBALL for this tremendous initiative to have this series of tournaments that are going on. This is the second of its kind, and we hope to see many more. Yeah, for this level and also for another level. Oh yes, full and receives the required punishment. However, let's see how that one runs. Oh dear, he misses it. He misses it. So that was Cyrus Konsa who offered.
It was Timo.
Oh yes. We don't like the sound of the bat. Either his blade has. Could the bat be broken? Energy too much. In the morning, Kakaire seemed more composed. Yeah?
Yes, he
He seemed
did.
more composed, and he looks like that kind of player you can bat around. Too bad they lost him too soon.
He didn't apply himself in the afternoon game. We saw the first ball was jumping out, the second ball jumping out. I believe maybe he didn't have a game plan for the afternoon game. They talked about 100 runs, and they went out there and like, coach wants 100 runs, so I need to go
I
out.
shot through covers. Slapped right through covers, belted Karas through the. And now, Igloo is able to retrieve it and only give away 2 runs.
So I believe he went out there and he didn't take the basics with him. Yeah,
He
the
lost
game
his
plan.
head.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Well played by Kunsa there.
Just like I say, this game is like a weighing scale. So the first 5 overs can be on BUUTU side. It changes. Yeah.
Like we all know, it's never over until the last ball is bowled. On the other hand, I again have to comment about the number of all-rounders we are seeing. Yeah?
Yes.
There are so many all-rounders. There are boys who are able to open the bowling and bat top order, open the batting, and yeah. For example, Niro, he opens the batting and he's so far the quickest bowler we've seen.
He also does opening of the bowling.
Abagaga opens the bowling for them, and then he's also opening the batting. Again. Shot!
Wow. 4 runs of a full toss.
The loose balls are getting the deserved treatment. Full toss taken back, and the shots are proper.
Proper shots,
Shots
yeah.
are proper. That was a nice shot from Timothy Mwanguzi. Standing at 18. Pulled back straight up past the bowler. At the moment, BUUTU stands at 19 for 1 after 2.2 overs. Not a bad start. Not a bad start. Shot! And a good response from here. And it's a bye. It runs down. The ground, it's a lot faster than it was in the morning, but still, there's a lot of running required if you keep the ball ticking. I would say Bagaga is pushing a lot quicker than he was in the morning.
Right now the wicket is dry.
He's fired up.
The boy is coming.
A gentle, smooth run up. Oh dear. Well bowled. Onto the pad. And the umpire is impressed. He beats him.
What a ball.
He pushed one past him. And now the top scorer in the morning,
Lennox Mugumira
walking on. Let's see how it goes today in office. Let's see how this outing goes. He doesn't seem impressed. Cyrus doesn't seem impressed at all. He's not happy about it.
The ball was going down the leg.
He's not happy about it. But like I said, discipline is paramount. And has been a good show of it. Even with this ground tournament, they still come off and then they complain from their tent. Yeah. And that is good to see. It is good to see. No matter how unsatisfied you are with the umpire's decision,
you need to walk off.
You need to respect the call and complain later. If at all you have to complain.
I remember.
The decisions can always go either way.
I remember 2018. We're
Yeah.
playing a league game. Well, it was SEC vs Avengers.
Yeah.
I think that was the season I was hitting most runs. You know, Avengers hit 340, so we needed to come and chase the score. So I remember umpire Sharon, she was done amping, so they gave me a ball, hit a well left, it hit in my waist. She gave me out LBW. I just walked off. I just walked off. Painfully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good shot through covers. Through covers. The coach is telling them they are embarrassing themselves with the caliber of cricket they are playing. They can do better than that. They can do better than that. It's also good that it's like they're doing a marathon of tests. You do one, you come and redo another one, you do another, like that, and it is good because you keep polishing the mistakes.
Yeah.
You keep polishing the mistakes. It gives you that feeling of school's week, but more than that.
More than that.
Yeah, just more than that.
Shot there from Lennox. Good run in between wickets. Between Timo and Mugumira Lennox there. You know, Lennox seems to start where he stopped in the last game.
Oh yes, he hits it clean.
Yes.
He has good foot movement, and he's hungry for runs. His appetite for runs is so big, and he showed it in the morning. I like the fact that he's giving himself chance. Yeah, playing the right shot for the right ball. I hope he doesn't lose his head like they started earlier.
I don't think so. You know, he used to play on pressure. You know.
Oh, good offer. Bear Hunger, what do you reckon?
It's a good offer. Shot was on.
Shot was on.
Shot was on. See now they are playing a left arm. That's a challenge. Though he's bowling all over. He's all over, but him being a left arm, there's a challenge now. The AMAKOKOTAZI's fielding has been shady. We saw them from the first game. They're not fielding that well, they're not backing up, they're not so composed with their fielding, though their bowling is on point. Like we saw, they're bowling so well, but the fielders not helping their bowlers. Because literally, it doesn't make sense. You bowling a good ball, just a stop and goes through the fielder. Literally, you're forced to change line looking for those dot balls. So that makes it difficult for a bowler to bowl also. You force him to change line even when he needed not to. So we are seeing them still the same thing, moving to the second game. They're still doing the same thing, not backing up, misfield, ball going
You're
through
very
them.
right about that. It's not very uncommon. It has not been very uncommon today. There have been a couple of misfields here. Yeah. But also, for some teams earlier today morning, there was a small boy in covers who misfielded a few, but the captain kept backing him. And then he took a brilliant catch at short covers in the AMAKOKOTAZI game against Tempungu.
But I wouldn't believe much into that. Even if you take a catch, you may take a catch, but when damage is already done, so it doesn't make chance. So these small runs make a difference.
It's a game of small margins indeed. Igulu is back. He's one of the senior players in this side. He's an all-rounder. He's good with the bat and ball. He took his team across the line in the previous game, and I believe he's hoping to do the same here. Because you know there are always those players that keep lifting your spirits when you're down, when you feel the other team is dominating. There's always that one player who seems like, you know what, cricket is only done after the umpire says so. Bowled gone right through him. Gone right through him.
Three.
And it is very terrible. It is so bad that he cannot replicate what he did in the morning. He has to wait for another turn to play.
Like,
Oh yes.
tell you,
Sends jitters down the dugout, the dressing room, all unsettled now, looking for gloves, looking for pads.
same thing I was speaking about in the
Mm.
morning. It's all
Yes.
about a mindset.
The mindset.
It's a mindset and skills. Still, I will insist more. You can't. You see, we don't have the ability, the mindset, the mental ability to do something right consistently over and over again. So it's what is lacking with him because he does it once, he can't do it repeatedly for a period of time.
That's true. That's true. There was there's something that there's a notion that goes that professionals, yeah, practice until they can't get it wrong. Then amateurs practice until they get it right. Yeah, they practice until they get it right. So what is happening here is most likely because it's so early in their stages. You get so you've not been faced with many 5 runs, 4 balls scenarios. You've not been faced with many scenarios where the other team only needs 1 wicket to win. Yeah. So it's really it comes down to experience.
Yeah, with experience, right? But sure, at this stage, there are certain things that should be automatic. You should be doing it right now because it's important that you have it at a go. The backing up, game awareness, that
Oh, nice ones. Nice soft hands.
you see, you were throwing, but there was no backup at all.
Nice soft hands. Are they getting a bit sluggish? No, the
Bowling
boys,
well, but
they're
giving
keeping their
out
energies
plenty
up.
of
I
runs
would say
within
so.
themselves.
Igloo is pushing the ball. Igloo, yeah? Igloo is pushing the ball, eh? He's pushing the ball.
He did it in the first game,
Yeah.
and he's doing it again.
Again.
Was the
I
strike bowler.
can't wait to see Niro bowling. I can't wait to see Niro bowling. For me, Niro is my bowler to watch.
You're impressed?
And then maybe Masinde. Those are my bowlers to watch. Who are your players to watch, Marvin?
My players to watch Oluka Pius.
Look at that. Look at that.
That is solid cricket.
So, Oluka Pius?
That player is Mukisa Eric.
That's been. Would I say that's a biased call? Okay. Okay, well,
Lennox is not anywhere close.
Lennox is nowhere close. He's the left arm spinner. we only had room for 2 or 3.
You
Yeah.
can't leave out an orthodox. That's good. Definitely. However, Shady
Who are your
is-
players to watch,
Could
Biaranga?
be in. Me, I'll look at Pius. Then I'll look at Lennox,
The left arm.
the left arm spinner. Yes.
He's actually one of the hard workers I've seen here.
But I was surprised they gave
Is
him
there?
over to ball.
He's actually one of the hard workers here. Hard workers.
It's
But
paying
I've
off.
also been impressed by the Lennox Mugumira with the bat. There's a lot of improvement. You know, you're better assessed by people who have seen you grow because they can tell the steps you're taking. Yeah. So I've actually seen the guy struggle. Yeah. With a very competitive side, but now today I've seen tremendous improvement. However, I'm also impressed by the fact that I'm seeing very new faces. Maybe that's a sign that there are cricketers out there that may not necessarily know, but such platforms, such tournaments, such arrangements by BATBALL in partnership with UCA, Uganda Cricket Association, in partnership with the local investors and actually offers them a chance to showcase.
I said it in the morning. You see, and BATBALL have done a lot, pushing cricket into those rural areas. That's why you see most of the people you're seeing here. They won't be coming from Gabula Road, not Iganga Road, like it has always been, not Mairombidi. But now you're seeing players coming as far as if numbers as far as Chivubuka.
Chivubuka is far.
Yes, that's
It's
how
a journey.
far they've pushed the game deep into the rural areas. Within Jinja, we not necessarily need to look at Ripon Gardens.
BUUTU is 37 for 3, halfway into the inning. Yeah, 37 for 3 after 5 overs. We have the 6th over running. And oh yes, back foot punch by Sohera.
Today they may not even get a 70.
You know, I don't know why I'm sensing a run out. A run out is
They are not communicating well.
yeah.
Oh dear. Down the leg. Umpire is not impressed by that. He's not interested at all. He's not interested.
The pressure is back in the dressing room here. The coach wants run per ball. He wants Timothy to be on strike, which I believe is going to cost the team.
Yeah. Actually,
So this game is a game of partnerships. Yeah, we need to trust one another out there.
yeah.
You cannot win a game alone. Yeah. So if you run recklessly, then trust me, you'll be back in the dressing room.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Like I told you in the morning, they will give you instructions, but executing will be the problem. Reason being, you've not been equipped. Now, if you were very much equipped, you know very well I need to get off the strike, I give a single. There are many singles just within.
What do you mean? What? Oh, nice drive. Nice cover drive. And it deserved the run. Yeah, it's a misfield. He takes one. But he saved the 2. However, like you said, at this level, you expect much better than that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Better than that. So you say they don't see, some teams don't seem well equipped.
Most of them are not well equipped, and this.
I think you need to clarify on that.
Of, such programs. So now coaches have a lot. They should be taking their notes right, seeing where to improve.
Yeah.
What skills is someone lacking?
Yeah.
You get a swing anytime you need it.
Mm.
How well can you utilize the gap?
Yeah.
Soft hands, game reading,
And usually,
bowling changes.
yeah, that aside, Joseph, you know, in our time we used to complain about, I can't come because I have no shoes, I can't come because I have no bat, and what. I think we have to commend BATBALL, because we've not had that kind of shot, well fielded, stopped in covers.
Dropped. But good
Fielded,
effort.
good effort. So you know, in our time we used to complain about shoes. I remember coming here and telling, you know what, Mr. Longe, for me I can't come because one, transport, because I was coming from Wanyange, not as far as Chivubuka, you said? Yeah. Not as far as Chivubuka, but I felt it. I felt the pinch whenever I had to dig into my pocket or find an excuse to come and play. Shot! Straight!
Picks up 4
It's
runs.
a beautiful shot. It's a
Body
beautiful shot.
sticking.
So I like the fact that for the matches we've watched so far, for the time we've been here, we haven't had a conversation about equipment. We haven't had a conversation about, yeah. It actually shows either there is equipment out there, or it's actually the effort BATBALL has put in, yeah. And I would commend them. I would commend them for actually making it happen. Yeah, those are also runs. A run is a run. Yeah, I'd commend them for availing equipment, so that the only excuse for you not scoring runs is actually onto you. You get, you're the only person to blame for not scoring runs. Yeah, because the bats are solid. They are nice bats.
Spoke of equipment, I had to fast enough. I remembered you had people who would hide their bats after first innings, so you struggle. After the first inning, guy takes away his bat. It's like, Mwemwe ujanyo.
There is a bush around the ginger SS nets.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there is a specific bowler who has his stumps. Short, cut short. He looked more muscling the ball instead of timing the ball. he's better off timing than muscling it. So there's a specific bowler who has his stumps somewhere around that bush. He actually has his stumps stuffed somewhere there. But until you ask him, yeah, you can't see them. So when you're like, can we get a stump somewhere here? And the guy first looks, then he clears the bush and then picks a stump. It's not one, it's not two. He has many stumps there. Okay? But I think that is, I don't know. You wouldn't say selfishness, because if he leaves it, people will mess it up. You get it? But also, what is that? What is
I
that?
think there is now plenty of equipment with him because many people are giving in. Senior players are giving in
Yeah.
equipment, BATBALL shipping in equipment. Uganda Cricket is giving
Shipping
in
equipment.
plenty of equipment.
Yeah.
So there is plenty. So there is no scarcity. So you can't start being mean over things that are in plenty.
In plenty.
So
Oh, but I saw this boy like, okay, now, yeah. Please, may I borrow it? He was kind enough to give me. I put in the nets, and we had a few overs down. Then the other thing, you notice, this guy is here for the runs. Yeah? Timothy is here for the runs. He wants his team there. It's now 51 for 3 with one ball to finish the 7th over. Yeah, Sohera is supporting him very well. Sohera is striking at 160 with 8 off 5. He has a beautiful cover drive. Yeah, he has a beautiful cover drive. I think it will yield so much fruit. Oh, it's so hot that Igloo has to bowl with a cup. How about that? It is that hot that he has to bowl with a cup.
It is a bit of swag.
What did you say? In the World Cup, one of our spinners was actually bowling with shades. And it attracted so much attention. Yeah, they are left arm spinner. He had shot. Well played. So Hera can also mean to be explosive when he wants.
You know, like we talked earlier on, someone like Sowera is going to use
Yeah.
the bowler's energy to get the runs. Yeah. So why don't you bring on spin?
Oh, he times the ball well. So like I think it goes back to what Joseph said. You know, like they have they're equipped. They have the playing gear and what, but there's that experience.
The experience.
Yeah, the experience you get, and you need to play many of these games to be able to figure out some of those things. It may seem obvious to us, but for them, they are better off playing more games. They learn these things, and these games, despite the time being the time interval between the breaks
Yes.
being short, I believe the coaches can address some of these things because you need to make quick decisions.
That's true. That's true.
They are better off. They are better off like that. A good shot from Sohera. Oh, Nyiro. Nyiro is into the attack.
Interesting.
Interesting ball to watch. Let's see how Timothy responds. Mwangzi Timothy responds.
The battle. He will win the battle.
Starts off with a wide. Anything extra is in Timothy's interest.
Yes.
He would want
I
to have
believe,
he would want to have as many as he can.
We talked about awareness. It calls for taking the players on the blackboard, I believe. Move blackboard sessions rather.
Good
Just on the
pace.
pitch.
Good pace, yeah.
You analyze the game. You talk about game situations, let me say we have reached in this over. What is needed right now? Which bowler should come in a situation like this? A batsman is striking the ball so hard. What should we do as captain? Yeah, as coach, what should you do?
Do you like the captain's approach?
The captain's approach, yes,
Yeah,
it is
because
a good one.
it's 3 overs to go, and that's when he thinks of bringing
Jonathan,
in.
and I can see
The
Timothy
plan,
is already frustrated.
yeah, and I
The
think the
swinging
plan
is
is for
missing.
Jonathan to always finish strong.
Yes,
It's good strategy. I would say the captain
Torre
is
is
thinking.
Torre is good. In the last 4 overs, your strong bowlers have to bowl those.
Well, because oh dear, he offers, walks on the track and offers. He claps it through mid wicket, and they're taking 2 first run. And he's
Sure.
yeah, he did. I don't think he wanted to just give out the extra, because yeah. But let's see how Jonathan responds.
Third ball
Because
coming.
if a batsman has the guts to move, to walk down the wicket, yeah, and your wicketkeeper can't come up, yes. He offers again, and the wicketkeeper doesn't fight with Jonathan. He needs to fight with Jonathan. And that's a bye.
What a bowling.
They take 1.
Big brains here, big brains
They
here.
take 1. At this point in time, in modern day cricket, wicket keepers would have 1 glove off. Would have
So that
1
they can effect a run out.
effect a run out. Because the game is changing very fast. Yeah, the
Mm.
game, if the guy is moving and you can't make it to the stumps, to be up the stumps, you need to adjust. You need to do something. He needs to know there's a threat behind. He's not playing alone. Oh yes, run out. Oh, he didn't. He doesn't seem comfortable. He went. His shoes can't hold him.
Hope it.
Jonathan is bowling his last ball of the 8th over. I want to see who the captain will bring on for the next over. Timothy Mwanguzi.
Oh, what a ball.
Beaten for pace and opened him up. I want to see who the captain will bring.
Up in the
A
air.
shot. Oh, dropped.
Dropped.
It triggers on and is able to recover. It does not allow it to go to the boundary. Amakokotazi flying and he goes. A lot of egos have also showed up to the party. Kunsa is out. Mwanguzi is still on with 26 of 30. Still striking at just 86.6. I believe he needs to raise that, if at all his team is to get a commendable score. Shot! What BUUTU can get out of it. Back foot punch.
Be able to take
I think they are taking 2.
Chance of a run.
Oh yes, they take there too.
Very
There's a
many
lot of
fielding,
hesitation. There's some bit of hesitation from Mwanguzi.
very
but
many
I-
fielding errors here.
I think, yeah, there are a number of fielding errors. Mwanguzi on strike. no matter
Regardless,
how
you
many
can't
they
just keep
lose.
losing wickets.
No
like
matter
that.
how many they lose, because it's 3 balls to go. Yeah, bowler Charles
Still active,
still active
but on the sidelines.
on the sideline. So, what do you think of Kunsa? There is a left arm bowler that has been running in. He plays for BUUTU. You're yet to see him. He has a beautiful action, and seeing him running reminded us of you more so when we used to watch you as young boys. It's funny how you still look like our
What do
age
you mean,
mate,
young
but
boys? You really
we were
look
younger.
like, right from home. Which areas do you come from? Which schools do you go to? What's your height? What's your age? What's your weight? You know, all the things. You know, all that data is very, very important. Because when you're looking for bowlers, you can actually refer to this data. You're looking for a bowler who is probably 6'5", weighing 70 kilograms. You know, you're not going to bring a guy who is 5'4" and weighing 10 kilograms, and you think he's going to.
That's a malnourished child.
Yeah. So we trying to capture all the data. We're following up with all these kids right up to home. So for us, that's one thing actually that is very, very important that maybe people in the past never used to do. You don't know where these kids come from. You don't know whether the kids have had breakfast. You don't know whether they had supper. A kid comes here and you're telling him to run 5 laps for warm up. To sensitize the communities, the population in the Busoga that through sport you can actually avoid some of these problems that are affecting our youngsters, that are affecting our communities. So yeah, our theme today and tomorrow is kicking teenage pregnancy out of Busoga.
Thank you very much, Charles. Sir. Thank you very much. And before you exit, you as a bowler, you know, we tend to have bias. It's natural to have bias. For example, if for me, if I come here, there is that eye-catching bowler that I see because I'm like, oh, when I look at this boy, I see maybe a one Charles, I see a one Isanes. Some of you who saw maybe the legendary Kamyukas, you can see a boy who could tally with some of them if treated right. Have you seen any talents?
Yeah, that's
Anyone in particular that you feel, you know what, if I actually assure this boy that, you know what, this and this, if you did it right, you would actually move, you'd have a smoother path.
to keep track of these players, help them in the best way that we can, provide shoes, equipment, things that will enable them feel comfortable and also develop their skills. So there's plenty of talent here today, and we're looking forward to seeing them play at the next level. You never know where the turning point is. We could produce one player that will play in the IPL and the whole region will turn around, you know. So for us, it's beyond today, it's beyond tomorrow. It's much more than what you're seeing today and tomorrow. We're looking to see these kids play at the highest level.
We are grateful for that. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for pushing such initiatives, and we are grateful for having you committing your time to Busoga region. I've noticed you a lot here in spending most of your time here in Ginger, and it's good. It's good to see you back home. Thank you, Charles.
Thank you very much.
So we are back for the chase. We are back for the chase, and Amakokotazi is here to chase down the score of 69. So they need 70 to win in 10 overs, 10 allotted overs. It's blistering hot here, and it's going to demand a lot from the players to keep their cool. Even when they are frustrated, they need to still stay calm so that they can chase down the score.
Yes, the game is on. BUUTU are here to defend their score, and surprisingly, they opened up with spin.
The
So
week is
when
about to start doing its magic.
could see a good running between wickets between Jonathan and Bagaga.
But like I earlier said, Uganda and most of our problems are playing spin is not our thing. But I think since it is movement, they'll start picking that up. Because out of 10 players, you find 2 who can comfortably and are very comfortable playing that spinning ball.
Good shot there.
Because I remember even in the league, reach a point in time I need a spinner. One of my captains always said that nebekaba tekakyuka we just jangu ka action ebera ya spinner ajja kutyamu. So basically it's been a very, very big challenge to us. But I'm happy like Waiswa Charles has just been here. This is a very, very big vision. It's beyond just the fun here. It's beyond just the teenage pregnancies. It goes beyond to helping the region and maybe searching for the talent. Because like he said, out of thousands, you'll have that one player who play into the IPL and the region will benefit most. Second game that they played here.
Yes, Jose.
3 runs needed in 9 overs. That's the 54 balls need 63 runs. So still it is also more so a runnable. No need to rush. And they've done it. This very AMAKOKOTAZI has done it from the first game. This is the second game. And still same thing, they're very calm, there's no pressure. They're trying to apply themselves. I think they're very disciplined. They're playing under instructions. And are fighting as hard as much to implement. I think most of them are dying in line of duty.
Well, I think this will go down to not losing wickets early to be able to catch up that score. Yeah. Oh.
Love the game awareness.
The ball was down the leg.
Makes sure he's sneaking a run. Now 10 for no loss.
Wide ball from Kakaire there. AMAKOKOTAZI look to be having a strategy, not losing early wickets.
Yeah,
And they
they're
take
playing
on the
under instructions. Like say their discipline levels are slightly above these other teams. Because for them they're playing to according to instructions and information coming in from the coaches. And they have no rush. So this is game number 3, but I've analyzed the difference between these other teams and this frame between the wins are the extras.
Yes.
Whichever team that gives out many extras, it has been paying for that price.
Body behind ball.
He's very solid, full face of the bat, and he has got a stable base.
Well, there's a lot of improvement I've seen
Eyes on the
today.
ball.
A lot of improvement I've seen from the players. You know, were here back then. And there's some players who couldn't even drive a ball, who couldn't even have a very good bowling action. But right now, It's just wow. See bowlers steaming in, they're hitting the deck.
I think they've been working out so
Yeah.
much because I think I have a cousin of mine playing in this tournament. Always comes back home saying, enda kuno tulikola ino idika tournament tulikwenda tupite mbupite. I always laugh at them. I'm like, you think everything is there to be hit? No chance.
Actually, one of his strong zones is a V. That's his strong zone. And I believe Kakaira, who is bowling to him, knows his best shots. Yeah. So if you bowl there, 6 out of 6 is going to block you.
Alice is trying very much. He's trying so much to bowl to the plan. Because I haven't seen him trying to do things differently.
Who?
Just Kakairi. He has been bowling it wicket to wicket. Just keeps him to the line. Not more like bowling different lines.
Well, this is a very tight game. A very tight game here. 13 for no loss. 8 overs
Those are
left.
40 balls. Right now, it's a matter of thinking. Dot balls win limited over matches. You're not going to be here bowling all over for the entire day. So whoever bowls more dot balls, the higher the chance. Good cricket. Good cricket. That way the bowler can't even defend himself.
Well,
Because first of all, his left arm is getting off. And they've hit it on his right hand. So getting it to be a little bit hard.
Well, that's a very easy run to take. I believe it's the safest run. Wow, what a ball from...
He's decent. He's been decent.
Well, kudos goes to BATBALL for organizing such an event. The sponsors, Uganda Cricket, Gabula. We really want to appreciate you for everything you're doing for the youngsters here. What a run out there. Oh, missed.
Not called for. It's not called for. This is easy.
No, it's not called for, yeah, you're right. But as dot balls come in,
The power pressure.
the power pressure on the batsman seems to be a hurt here. It's nice seeing out the medical team rushing in. This is really good sportsmanship, yeah.
Score is 15 for no loss after 2.4 overs. Looks like one of the fielders is down.
They be up
game
there.
of these innings.
They say chick like their eyesight is so good. Skipper, have you ever seen those guys EPL, Premier League, like coming? Hard. This one.
I like the aggression on the pitch. Everyone seems to want this win. Yeah, because they're all one win up. So whoever wins this actually will be at the top of the table. Wow. Striked back past the bowler, belted into the screen. And so we've been joined by the chief operations manager of BATBALL, Martin Ondeko. He's going to give us a preamble of why this tournament is happening, why the NILE edition is here, about the theme, and what's the plan, what BATBALL has in store for the youngsters that are playing here. What happens after the tournament? Yes, Martin, over to you.
Thanks, David.
Yes.
As BATBALL, we carve pathways, create runways for cricket talent to take off, and we are doing this through running of regional tournaments. We are targeting 5 regions at the moment. That's the East, which was concluded last weekend, the Nile, which is ongoing. Then we shall head to the Central region, to the Northern region, a tournament in Gulu, as well as the Western region in Fort Portal. So we believe that during this process here, we shall get the best players from each region, play in an inter-regional tournament that we're calling BATBALL X. So when the BATBALL Open is done, we shall have BATBALL X.
So BATBALL X is the next big thing.
Yes, BATBALL X is the next big thing. Yes, so we believe that by the time we get to BATBALL X, We shall have players who have actually gone through the open, who have been identified by the coaches, who will be worked on by the coaches. And like I mentioned, this is a pathway. So we believe that by the time we get to BATBALL Challenge, which is after BATBALL X, then we shall have players in the next 2 or 3 years who are actually knocking at the under-19 door as well as the national team. Correct.
So to get you right, there are 4 teams that have participated in the NILE edition. There was an Eastern edition.
That's correct.
Yeah, which had also about 4 teams.
Correct. 4
Correct.
teams exactly.
4 teams.
It's going to be uniform. 4
Yeah.
teams all.
Also 4 teams for the 5 regions.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
To create a pool of youngsters from which you'll choose teams that will participate in the BATBALL X.
BATBALL X, which is an inter-region of sorts.
It's inter-regional. So NILE edition will present its best.
Correct.
So these youngsters are actually playing to be on the NILE edition team. The select for the NILE edition.
Correct. Select to use the right word.
So the BATBALL X will have 5 teams.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
Correct.
getting
BATBALL will have 5 teams. But also, if you realize that most of the regions where we're having this tournament here, we're actually using local names. We want the people in those areas to resonate with the team names, to support the team names, because we want to grow cricket. We want to create awareness for cricket. So we can only do this if people are actually identifying to the teams and to the tournament for that matter.
So that I can tell my grandmother, down there, I'm playing for a team called Mpungu.
For example,
I'm playing for AMAKOKOTAZI or BUUTU.
Yes, and she knows what you're talking about. And she
Yeah.
can probably ask follow-up questions to that.
Yeah, it raises some curiosity. So what is it? Okay.
Exactly. So that's what we're targeting. And I want to say it has been welcomed very well in the regions, at least in the one we have held in Soroti. So we hope it will catch up with all the other regions.
So this is good. Yeah, this is good. For me, I'm actually impressed. I just hope the person out there can get this at the same wavelength as we do and say, you know what, I'm better off taking my child to participate in this tournament. Yeah, because it creates. So how do you help these children assure parents? Because parents are usually the biggest hindrance. Yeah, the biggest hindrance. Like you say, we learn things from home. Yeah, charity begins at home. We learn things from home. Then the person you see out there is actually basically because of how they are raised. So the cricket we shall see in the next 5 years will actually be because of these roots. So now I want to know, because most of these youngsters haven't been around the sport for long. Yeah, you've just picked them up and now they're seeing this. Do they have a guarantee that this will continue this year, next year? Will this kind of vetting keep continuing? This kind of tournaments keep happening? What's the plan exactly?
Definitely, to get better, you have to do something more and more. So the BATBALL Open is going to be annual. So the players should be rest assured that we shall have at least a tournament of BATBALL every year to keep them engaged. We believe to get better, you have to play more. And the age group tournaments haven't been that lucky to have as many tournaments as possible to play in. So if they have this and the X and the challenge, then at least, in a year, they can at least play 2 games coupled up with the school's cricket week.
So,
but also, in this kind of
tournament, it is a wicket. He's out. Stumped. Because he stands at 35 for 2 now. 35 for 2. They have been the one team that actually holds on to their first wicket for long, yeah, and that is commendable. So they need 47 runs of 32 balls, still within the scope, and it's achievable. Back to you, Martin. You pointed out that to achieve something big, you need to put in something. So this tournament is not to provide everything on a silver spoon. However, it is to carve runways for talents to take off, isn't it? Yeah. So after BATBALL X, I understand even right now there are selectors for various teams around here. There are some scouts who may see talent and they may be interested in the kids, and that's already good. What would you say didn't happen in your time that is actually happening now?
I think during my time it was the lack of guidance.
Okay, for just purposes of the people who have not been here to meet in person, when was your time, Martin?
When it depends on what you mean. When I was playing under 19 cricket, or
Oh,
when I was playing senior cricket.
No,
because
when did you deserve such
I think I
such
deserved that when I was still in school.
Yes.
Yeah, because in school you just come up, get a bat, start playing whatever technique you have. No one cares. There was nothing on TV to even get to know that this is where your mistake is. So we lacked that, and we lacked the guidance as well for someone to tell you know what, this is the pathway for you to get to the national team. We didn't have as many tournaments as we would have loved to have, because I remember in school I had one tournament a year which was Cricket Week. At least these days they have qualifiers for Cricket Week, but they were short of playing cricket every year, but it was just one tournament. So imagine a whole year you're playing say 5 games and you're not being guided about the direction that you need to take, and that's what BATBALL is doing right now. It's trying to show that pathway that a player can follow to play for the national side.
So that's brilliant. It's like so you missed that kind of guidance. You missed that person to hold your hand and help you cross the road. Yeah. But you still made it. You played the World Cup. And you have the highest score in the World Cup.
Oh, really?
Held by Ugandan.
Thanks
Held
for
by
that.
Ugandan.
Yeah.
And from the look of things, for me, I believe we're having conversation. We're like, you know what, BATBALL is in the right hands, because it has arguably one of the biggest cricket brains we have. You've handled the association, and now you're backing BATBALL. You're working with BATBALL to see that we have more people who will actually give us results like you did. Yeah. Maybe if you had a little more help, you would have maybe scored in many more games, or you would have gone a little further. Yet, but it's good to see passion being reflected in ways. If you know I didn't do it at that time, I can help someone do it. You have a theme. Yeah, there's a theme for the NILE edition, and it was bowling teenage pregnancies out of Busoga. World Health Organization, UNICEF, and even the ministry is well aware that the plague is most prevalent in the plague of teenage pregnancy is most prevalent in the Busoga region. It accounts for about 40%, close to 40% of teenage pregnancies are coming from eastern region, predominantly Busoga region. And taken on second attempt. Igloo has to walk. A brilliant catch to point. Don't miss the action. Remember, you can play, party, and partner with BATBALL. There are local partners such as Tenji Styles, among others. Also international partners, and then the UCA is also partnered with BATBALL. Back to you, Martin. You have a brilliant theme. It would attract attention. It would. What is the goal? Why this theme? There are other things. There is female genital mutilation. There is early marriages. There is HIV prevalence. Yeah, and why this particular one?
Like I mentioned earlier, we want to do something. It's not only about what happens on the field, but what happens off the field as well. So we want people to resonate with the tournament, to resonate with our goals for the tournament. So we, like you've mentioned, you have the figures. Early teenage pregnancy is a very big issue in this NILE region. So we thought that it was a good message to go out with as we run this tournament here, so people may resonate with it. So whatever region we shall go to, we shall look for that problem that is being faced in that region.
Pressing problem in that region.
Create awareness for it. For example, last weekend we were in Teso region, and the biggest issue there is gender-based violence. So we had to create some awareness.
Gender-based violence. So Teso, it was gender-based violence.
Correct.
For us, yeah. You see one on sickle cell disease and stigma.
Depends on what region
sickle cell disease here.
We have the central, the northern, and the western. So of course we consult with the people locally to find out what problem that they face, so that we can create awareness for it. So yeah, it's going to be as uniform as that. Every region we go to, we shall create awareness for a problem there.
Like you've said, you identify a problem, then you create awareness for it, and show people that, you know what, actually the activities we do can also be used to create awareness for this, to fight this. We don't only come to the pitch to play cricket, to the oval to play cricket. We can actually come to teach, to educate. And I commend you for that. However, I had another query, another concern about a moment. A new batsman is on, full toss, and he misses. Swing and miss now. I think the pressure has been pushed down the order as AMAKOKOTAZI, which has been predominantly known to have an army of bowlers and a scarcity of batsmen, is struggling for dear life to try and to try and get a win over BUUTU. Back to Martin. I had a concern about it's the boys you've gotten today, and I know you have a plan, but eventually after time you need to assess, has it worked? Yeah, or sometimes you may do something for years and the results are not as per expected, as per the targets you set. Do you have any form of quality control besides the data you're collecting? We talked to Charles Waiswa, who assured us there's data being collected from the player specifics such as height, weight, region, everything. So how is the quality check? What is your mode of quality assurance? How are you going to make sure you actually get the results you desire? Because the results actually benefit not only Uganda but entirely. They will eventually benefit East Africa and Africa later, and also change these kids' lives. So how are you quality checking all this?
One thing that never lies is data. Yeah, that's one thing that never lies is data.
Shot, and the chase is on. One run down, and it taking the second one. Oh yes, they only managed 2 for that. Data never lies.
Yes, data never lies. So we are collecting all this information here, and once you have this information here, it's easy for you to follow up a player, because like I mentioned, we're trying to develop talent. We're trying to identify and develop talent. So with the data that we have, and this data is linked to the biodata of the player as well as the statistics of the player. So it's easy to monitor whether or not the player is actually improving. So we shall follow them up since we have all this information about them and see how far they go. So if in a year or two we have 4 players knocking at the under 19 door, then I think we should have achieved something as well.
It's victory for BATBALL.
That is victory for BATBALL.
Okay.
It's something we started. It's someone who played in our tournaments and has actually made it to the national teams.
National team.
Now the other thing also want to try to introduce is that it's, yes, the guys will play, but we want to also develop them as well. So we shall have exchange programs for players with countries like India. Players can go to the academies and come back. Of course, this will be the best players in this tournament here. It's something that we're working on, which we believe will be very, very key, because if the players can go out there, experience better facilities, I believe they can become better players.
For that, again, I want to commend BATBALL, because today we've all through the day. Oh dear, he offers and he misses. So all through the day, we haven't had a player complain about equipment. We haven't had a player complain about, like we say, modern problems require modern solutions. I guess in our times, our problems were so remote that we actually complained about equipment. But now there are other things to address. Equipment has been availed by BATBALL. The only excuse they have not to perform is actually them. Yeah, because it's actually them. Because the equipment is there. I've seen well-branded equipment. I've seen all teams are looking colorful. There are youngsters I've seen playing around, and then they can't wait. Looks like they can't wait for their opportunity to also feature in this. So my question is, what is the age group you're most interested in?
Number one, I would also like to thank Uganda Cricket Association, because they are very key partners in the development of the sport in this country here. They have actually supported the program in many ways, the facilities and even the equipment. They have been very helpful in availing equipment for this tournament here. Yes.
Thank you. Have a good day, Martin.
Thank you so much.
Well, that's been Martin Ondeko, former CEO Uganda Cricket, currently the Chief Operations Officer, BATBALL. Game going on. Looks like AMAKOKOTAZI are falling short. Looks like their trick doesn't work. Seems not to work out this time round. They've gotten a very, very good encounter from the BUUTU. BUUTU look to be having a decent bowling attack. Dot balls win matches.
Handing
That's
over
what
to
the
Marvin.
BUUTUs are doing. Keeping it decent, bowling dot balls.
Yes, right about now we have BUUTU set 71 for 5 in 10. AMAKOKOTAZI has 32 for 2 in 6.5. 41 runs needed in 3 overs. 18 balls with 8 wickets remaining.
I
Wow.
believe everything is possible.
Everything is
Literally,
possible.
41 and 18 balls. We once scored 50s in 15 balls.
Jose, don't think these are at times here.
Everything is possible.
Everything is possible.
I always have belief. I'm a
Okay.
strong believer.
Oh, what a
Miscommunication.
miss. Poor call between the wickets here.
What's been your moment so far?
My moment so far.
Since morning.
Since
What's
morning.
been your moment? What's been your highlight?
Well, I've seen a couple of pacers here. The seamers, Jonathan. He's really steaming in. Then with the bat, there was Pius Oluka. Then Jonathan is also here trying to take his team across the line. Timothy from BUUTU.
What has amused you in the play?
In the play, well, the alignment is so good. They're hitting proper shots. And yeah, I would commend the coaches. Oh, what a dropped. I would commend the coaches for the hard work they're doing. You know, it's not really easy to coach someone and for them to go out there and implement the same things they've been doing in the net.
We thought we'd have a recap of game 2. Not possible?
Not possible, not possible. You know, the guys on the strike, the guys at the crease line there, they're playing.
AMAKOKOTAZI have lost guard.
They've lost
They
it.
gave us hopes. We thought they would encounter the BUUTUs, or maybe give us a more decent game as compared to they give us in game 2. But seems like
should I say they're a bit tired? Since they're just from a game and they went back. Should they be a bit tired or
these are just 10 overs.
10 overs?
I wouldn't.
Jonathan
dwell
is
much
striking
into
the
that.
ball hard here.
I would say maybe they a little bit lost focus, because for the first 2 overs they were focused. I think midway they lost a few quick wickets in between there, and now they are on their back foot. I'm hoping you can have a few more games, just like the one we had in game 2.
In game 2.
I'm looking forward to such moments.
Well, it was an interesting one. It's 34 runs needed in 2.1 overs.
Still 32, I believe, 15 and over. Every over, 3 hits and over. Even if there are 4, 3 hits and over, they would make a difference. But then, who can do it? And who are you taking on?
I believe Jonathan should take the responsibility here, since he's experienced batsman out there. Nero Jonathan is on 16 runs off 19 balls. Good bowling from
He has been hitting the line since morning. Has been swinging it both ways.
it's all
with
about
an left.
it's all about a routine, yeah. What a ball.
He has kept it simple. He has been doing it since morning and he's still doing it again.
Chance for a run out here. Fumble there. Good back foot punch from Jonathan.
Jonathan has exhibited his great talent here today. Actually, if it's a bat ball select, he
Well,
wouldn't
Cyrus
miss on my
reminds me
list.
of myself when I used to bowl a medium technical. If I turn to spin, yeah, I used to get the seam, Dave. I used to get that bounce to the keeper. I even used to do many things. Move the ball.
You can still move it if you
Shot
settle down
here.
and play some Wembley. But
Someone
still,
under it. Someone under it. Oh, what a catch! Wow!
What a catch.
Wow! Wow! Wow!
Good reflex.
Wow!
It's a good one.
Good catch there. Emmanuel Sezowa's innings come to an end. It's 39 for 2 in 8.4 overs.
8.5 overs.
Here we have 33 runs needed in 1.2 overs with 7 wickets to go.
We enjoy the game.
Required run rate is 24.7. Wow. Do you think AMAKOKOTAZI has a chance?
No, I don't think they have any chance.
Are you sure?
But you never know. With cricket is life. Anything can happen. We don't have control.
Oh, the
over
way
it.
Jonathan, with the way Cyrus Kunza is hitting the spot, I believe the BUUTU will have a high chance of winning this game. But let's go until the last ball. Never know what happens in the game of
Yeah.
cricket.
Go Parker last. AMAKOKOTAZI is about to suffer Zadi draw. No sides, no attempt. We're into the last over. 6 more balls to play for this inning.
Score is 39 for 3 after 9 overs.
We'd like very much to thank our local partners.
From 6 balls.
Partners that are partnered with BATBALL to bring this exciteful experience to the Ginger. Remember, it's a BATBALL Open NILE edition. It's a BATBALL Open NILE edition with partnership from Tenji Styles. They make one of the best makers of African outfits in Uganda. Then we have the Gabla Royal Foundation, an organization trying to empower community. It's a humanitarian organization empowering community, fighting teenage pregnancies, and many more. Not forgetting Uganda Cricket. It's also part of our partners. Uganda Cricket is managed to developing the game throughout the entire country. What a shot. It's been edged down. They've managed to pick up 2.
Good running between wickets here. Shot here.
Up in the air.
Up in the air. Up in the air. Oh! Is that 4 runs?
Said 4 runs. He held onto the ball and he was out. I think I've so far seen 1-6. This is game 3.
1-6 so far.
1-6 so far. Thought I'll be seeing many of those since it's a limited over game.
Remember, these are
Again. A couple of young coaches are also coming through the same system as we have BUUTU being coached by Aaron. Oh, balled, cleaned by Kakaire. BUUTU coming through being coached by Aaron, who is an opening batsman with SEC. Then Makubi being coached by Eddie Agaba. We used to call him Ian Bell. Mungereza, Ian Bell, he looks good with the bat. He's playing with Ceylon Lions. Ceylon Lions in Kamengo. Then there is AMAKOKOTAZI being coached by a duo, student and teacher. Wankona is coaching AMAKOKOTAZI. He's under the mentorship of Habib Mugarola. Yeah. Coming on to bat is a youngster. Youngster coming to add a touch of flavor to the match. And Mpungu being coached by Sekatawa. So there are 4 young coaches who have all gone through GNGSS. They've all been coached by Coach Mugarola, and now they're here to see if they've learned anything besides cricket from him, to see if they can also teach, they can also pass on the skill they got from him. And that is good to see. It's good to see. So, oh, the young boy didn't pick that up. He didn't pick that up. So Irom comes to face the last balls of the inning and he closes it up. He has done well his first inning and he has batted not out. Hope he has more opportunity to play. He didn't play the first game, but it's good to see him now. Very soon we shall have a few interviews coming up. With some of the coaches and players, what they think, what their plan is going forward.
Well, game is done. BUUTU has won by 24 runs. This is a BATBALL Open.
So BUUTU has 2 wins. AMAKOKOTAZI has 1. And Amakubi and Mpungu are all on
0.
No win at all.
Actually, Dave, there are very many ways we can give back to cricket. Not basically always giving in money or what, but sparing time to come and train the young boys, to talk to them. Well, you may not give in money, you may not give in equipment, but lecturing these young players, nurturing them into the game, talking to them about the game, it's kind of giving back to cricket, and it helps a lot.
Right. You're very right, because you have put a hold most of the program then to come and give back. I think that giving back can start there. I think very soon we shall have an interview from Coach Eddie, who will be joining us soon. Who was your player of the match in this one? Who would you give it to?
Pardon?
Who would be your player of the match in this game?
The one that's done?
Just concluded between BUUTU and AMAKOKOTAZI.
I would go with Timothy.
Timothy,
He lifted their team when they needed him.
when they needed him the most.
Yes.
Yeah. So as we wait for Eddie to join us, we shall have an interview coming up with Timothy Mwanguzi during his lunch break. Just a quick interview. First, show that guy. Are we? So, Timo.
Yes,
How are you doing? What names do you go by? Mwangzi Timothy. Big Timo, eh? Indeed, I can see you put on some muscle. So, what do you prefer to do? Which number do you prefer to bat?
I prefer to bat number 4.
You prefer to bat number 4, eh?
But this time around, I've chosen to bat number 1.
To bat number 1.
Because of my teammates.
Because of your teammates.
Because some of them are not good on staying on the wicket. So,
Yeah. So you had to step up. You had to step up. So I've noticed when you go out there, you can go explosive. Then you can also choose to slow the game down. You choose to do that. Have you? Is it because you've been practicing enough?
yeah, because I've been.
What makes you different from your other teammates?
It's the strategy that I set up.
Okay. So you've had a good run so far. And what is your plan going forward?